So we have Joe and we have Gus with us today. Thank you guys for being here.
Thank you for having us.
You have two versions of the video for Every Other Freckle, one male, one female. Where did the idea for this come about? I mean, like equal opportunity for everybody or what?
I think it's a sort of new thing to do, isn't it? Like, you know, and so many videos do focus on like women and women's bodies and stuff, and it's interesting to see it from the other side as well. And yeah, people seem to like it. We gave them names. They were called George and Sue.
Yeah.
They were named after our publicist's parents.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. Now, most of your songs, like Every Other Freckle, I mean, there's a sexual connotation, if you will, over most of this. It's geometry and sex. Where do the two come in?
We both learned that at school, didn't we?
Yep.
Geometry and sex.
Yeah, they were cutting costs, so they had to combine the two classes.
Yeah, cutbacks.
Very odd.
All right, so you guys, okay, so tonight, Grand Ole Opry House sold out. You've played Bonnaroo. You have sold out Madison Square Garden. Huge accomplishment, man. I mean, that's what, 2 nights at Madison Square Garden?
Thank you.
Or 3 nights?
One night.
One night?
Yeah.
One night?
Yeah.
You sold out the Ryman Auditorium here 2 nights here not too long ago, right? So in your wildest dreams, when you guys were in university, decided, let's get a band together. Did you think, okay, we're going to sell out every place we go to. It's going to be massive. We're going to be huge.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, okay.
No. I mean, no, we were always serious about the band at university, but we weren't exactly ambitious. It was more just about writing songs, making recordings, and we took that very seriously. It was never like a sort of a project that was just a bit of a laugh or like just for fun. But equally, we weren't sort of like making plans for world domination. You know, it just happened, and not world domination, but you know, this happened, and it's been great. We don't know where things are going next, but it's exciting.
I'd never been to America before being in the band, and I don't think when we were writing music in Leeds, which is where we all met, that we none of us would have thought we'd be here, especially, you know, the success that we've sort of like gained through playing our music in the US. It's been amazing, and I think Tom, our drummer, he'd never really been on a plane before being in a band. So we're kind of very humble of the fact that we are reaching these sort of levels. It's amazing. We didn't expect it, so it's cool.
Congratulations, though. I mean, you know, you guys have done a really great job. You've got a huge fan base here in the States now, and again, you know, congratulations on that and continued success. So I'm Squeegee again from 102.9 The Buzz, and glad to have Alt J in the house with us. We have Gus and we have Joe. You guys, your music has been described as, how was it? Eyes closed listening. Can you elaborate on that?
It's nice seeing people at shows with their eyes closed in a weird way, because although they're here to watch the band, it's like they're losing themselves or something. And I always think that's what I want to see. If I look out at the crowd, that's like my favorite thing to see, is somebody with their eyes shut, sort of really immersing themselves in the music, I suppose.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any questions for the band? Anybody want to ask any questions? Raise a hand.
I would love to say that I love the xylophone deal.
Cool.
It reminds you of being a child. And the yellow xylophone. I mean, it sounds great.
Yeah.
I can close my eyes and feel it, but like the xylophone looking deal, it reminds me of being a child, and it feels good.
Yeah, it's pretty much, it's actually a glockenspiel, but I mean, it's pretty much like it costs like £20, you know, it's not a professional instrument, it is a kid's thing, and then that's what I like about it too, that sound. So, good stuff, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so your latest album, this is all yours, great. Have you been working on any new material? And also, your influences probably came from when you were growing up in England and stuff, you know, where you came up with most of your music. But has there been anything here while you've been touring the States that has brought any influence to any new material? Anything you've seen or experienced? Whoa, like falling off a stool.
Wow. That was fun.
Touring is really like taking up most of our time at the moment. It's hard to get together and write new stuff on the road. But in terms of American inspiration, I'm not really sure. I mean, I think most of our inspiration is more imagined, isn't it, in a way?
Yeah.
I'm not tending to write songs like, oh, I'm in Nashville, it's filled me with this zeal to write a song, or that doesn't really work like that for us, I think. But
Yeah, I think it's like a drawn out sort of like thing where you never really know when you're being inspired. I think you just feel it and you write it down or you record it and then you look back on it and think, wow, that sounded really good, or whatever it was that I was writing, must have been in the zone then, because that reads really well now. I've been listening to the new Drake album and that's really cool. Having said that, it's a really good album, nice and sparse.
When you guys start to work on any new music, going to work with Charlie Andrew again as your producer, or?
Yeah, I think, if there's no reason not to. Like we've always worked with Charlie for ages, and he's a really good addition to what we do when it comes to recording. So he made the first 2 albums, and I think he'll probably be working with us again. Yeah.
Very good. Don't break up a good thing while it's happening.
Yeah, exactly.
If it's not fixed,
although he's busy these days, that's the problem. He's too busy now.
Right. That song, we had just started playing that song here at the Buzz, and I was just like, holy crap, it's one of the coolest songs I've ever heard. And then one night, I'm sitting down. Everybody here watch Sons of Anarchy? Yeah, all right. That song was featured at the beginning of one of the episodes, and it was just like, holy crap. As soon as I got to work, I was like going, okay, just went on Google, Facebook, everything was blowing up. They were like, who was that band? That was the coolest song ever, just at the intro of that show. Now, you guys have had some music that's been in some movies here recently, video games, commercials as well. I mean, that's got to be pretty amazing, don't you think, that all of a sudden you're just being asked to be in everything?
It is cool, yeah. I mean, like the Sons of Anarchy thing, I've never watched that show. Have you ever watched it? No.
I think I've watched an episode.
But it did really big things. Like, people talk about it all the time, that sync. So it is amazing how we get emailed these things, like, what do you think about having a song in the show? And we're like, sure. Normally one word replies, like, yep, cool. And then suddenly a few months later you forget about it, and then people are like, oh, wow, I heard you on this Sons of Anarchy. And it's like, oh, yeah, I think we did say yes to that. Great.
I think I went home at Easter, and it's weird actually. I was watching The Simpsons. I was playing the guitar, and I had this picking style that I was working on. I was just like, that sounds really good. I'm going to stop watching. No, I'm going to wait till The Simpsons finishes, and I'm going to go into the other room and work on it. And I did that, and then I was just kind of coming up with ideas, and the way I sort of like work is I collage all my ideas together from books that I've sort of written in journals and stuff. So I went to my journal, I had some lyrics in there that I really liked, and then I started thinking about geometry and triangles, and then it just came together like that. And then I came back after Easter, and I came to see you, and I was like, I've written this song, and it was pretty much the structure was as you now hear it. So it was pretty much written, and then everyone just pulled in and just did what they had to do, and it's a pretty cool track. Yeah, I like that song. Yeah,
It's very nice. Anybody else? Any questions for him? Okay, go ahead.
Well, 2 questions actually. Hey, what's going on, fellas?
Hey,
is that your first question?
How do you approach the writing? Who handles most of the writing? Do you co-write together? How does that work?
Joe handles most of the writing, especially like the lyrics and stuff is all this guy. And then sort of other elements, it's more up for debate, really, I think.
yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So,
and on the topic of lyrics, that's my second question. You want to lick me like a crisp packet, so I get that. But in America, we call them chips. So I'm wondering, do you think that's going to affect album sales?
it's funny. I did think about that, actually. But then at the end of the day, it's kind of like we've got to stay true to who we are and how we speak. So I do. When I'm in America, I do sort of like translate slightly in my head before I say things. So I don't say, "Can I use the bin?" I'm just like, "Can I use your trash?" And I say, "What do you think about my sneakers?" Instead of, "What do you think about my trainers?" Kicks. Yeah. So, but then when it comes to writing lyrics, I'm just like, "No, I'm just do what I do." Because you can't do like one for the American market and one for the English.
I think the Beatles, they did that though.
Because of the
they
internet,
recorded songs into German.
It's just going to confuse people because everyone just like loves music now on the internet and amongst other things on the internet.
Do you think the internet has had a huge influence on your fan base as well, or expanded your fan base as well?
Yeah, I guess it probably has. I think, if the internet weren't around, the fans would just have to find other ways to get to the music like they obviously used to. But certainly it's helpful.
I mean, you probably have like over 10 million hits on Tessellate alone on YouTube. So, that's quite a few. Anybody else? Questions? Questions before we let them go? Oh, ask your questions.
A lot of your music comes from literary references in television shows and movies. How do you come up with that? Do you see it and think, oh, wow, I want to write a song about that? Or does it just like come to you in the middle of a dream or something?
It's pretty much how it happens. You watch something and you're just like, oh, that's really good. And you write it down.
Anything that's memorable, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know if, I think it's quite common that you are moved by other people's work. But then what I normally do is I'm just like, wow, that was amazing. However they've expressed what they've thought, whether it been movies or writing or whatever. And I just like, I'm going to steal that. You should never be afraid of stealing other people's work as long as you reference it. Yeah.
The saying is, good artists borrow, great artists steal.
Yeah, exactly. There you go, yeah.
You guys got one more song you want to do for us, or do you got to go?
Someone's doing this.
Someone's doing, okay, cool. That's
we have to
fine.
go back to sound check, unfortunately.
That's fantastic. You guys, again, a sold-out show tonight at the Grand Ole Opry House. Now, you guys played the Ryman, and there's a lot of history there. Have you checked out, did you tour the Grand Ole Opry yet and check out all the dressing rooms?
We haven't seen it yet.
No, but we're looking forward to seeing it.
We're going to be doing
on
that.
Google Images.
We're going to be
That's really
doing
cool.
that. Yeah, play hide and seek or something.
Yeah.
Right.
Cool.
All right.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you
Thanks,
guys for
guys.
coming
Cheers,
in today.
guys. Thank you.
Joe and Gus, everybody. Alt J. Thank you, guys.